Yeah, no, all I have is my wallet. You want me to... Today on Micah Mayfield's YouTube channel, we're going to be talking about a pistola, okay? What does he say in Sicario? Like, put down a pistola! But today we're going to be talking about the Sig Sauer 226 Xfive Legion Reserve. Yes, whoever's in charge of Sig's naming convention should be flogged, fired, and thrown over to Bear Creek Arsenal. Recently, I visited Sig Sauer and went to their the Fuse launch party and all that good stuff, and the Fuse is a very cool gun. Well, while I was there, I pulled up to one of the booths, and there it was, sitting like this, like an angel, delivered from Jesus himself on the table, glistening in the sun, just, oh my, glowing. Okay, and there was the 226 Xfive Legion Reserve. We're just gonna call this the 226, okay? I'm tired of saying that already. This is a modern take on the old 226, the Navy SEAL one that everybody knows and loves. If you don't love the 226, something's wrong with you. Get better taste in firearms. Sometimes I find it hard to review a gun or talk about a gun or make a video, and it's just kind of a gun made by someone else. This is not that. This has so many things going on with it that I probably don't have enough time on YouTube to talk about it. Do you shop at OpticsPlanet? Because if you don't, then you're probably a 2011 enjoyer. And we all know that those aren't drop safe. So shop at OpticsPlanet, get yourself your favorite optic. Use the coupon code FRFR, also known as FRFR, for all our brain rot enjoyers out there. I thought that'd be funny. Second sponsor of this video is Shooting Surplus. Shooting Surplus is becoming a household name at this point. If you're not getting over shopping at Shooting Surplus, then you're probably too old to figure out how to use the internet. They have incredible deals on the front page, and they absolutely love you and take care of you. So shop at Shooting Surplus. Third sponsor of the channel is Americana Pipedream. You know them, you love them. They've been around since the literal start of this channel. We have a couple cool collabs coming out with them in the future. They be selling candy nowadays, knives, Flecktarn. I mean, like, they even buy military surplus from the government and sell it back to the government. It's incredible. I love those guys. Coupon code BUSSI, used to be Bussin', but too many people weren't putting the N on the, ended up, we just changed it to BUSSI for you guys. Easy to remember. Cool, so we have the Sig Sauer 226 Xfive Reserve, also known as the Hipsters 2011, okay? Why do I say that? I'm just gonna go ahead and do a quick recoil thing for you guys. So we do have these two ports up here at the top, and similar to a 2011, you also feel, it's got that like super light kind of recoil spring where it feels like it's super easy to rack. Like watch, I'm gonna air rack this right now. Got it, last try. Got it. Yeah, easy. All right, so I'm gonna be starting by showing you guys the recoil in full speed and then showing you guys the recoil in 120 frames per second, slow motion, out of control flat. You're getting basically a 2011 out of this thing. I'm just going to let this thing rip. Ready? Yep. Camera is now in 120 frames per second, and we're gonna see what the recoil looks like. Now we're gonna step back, and I'm just gonna try and punch as many through that center hole as I possibly can. You ready, Dan?
Yep.
Okay, now I'm gonna speed up and I'm gonna go to the bottom target. I am not a USPSA Grandmaster. I am not Ben Stoger. I am not Hunter Constantine. Let's just say take my skill level on a stock Glock 17 and then take me on this gun. My Glock 17 would not look like this. It would for sure open up. This gun lends itself to very easy shooting. Understand that better shooters probably could stack all in the white or whatever, but for me, that was pretty fast, and I did pretty dang good. And this is the one where I really started to speed up. You can see I did open up. Both of them, however, I didn't leave the green. So at 7 yards, I'll take that. I feel like I should try and do the same thing now with like a platypus. I'm not gonna compare a ported, crazy recoil system, ultra heavy steel frame firearm to a Glock 17. I'm gonna compare it to the Stealth Arms Platypus Aaron, Administrative Results, actually built this one out for me with all the colors and all that. I give it like a 4 out of 10. Thanks, Aaron. The red trigger's whack. And then finally, the other pistol that recently made me very excited is from, I don't know where the mag went, is from Fowler Industries. This is the V9K, and this one is actually a compact. I used to pick this gun up after picking up a Glock and going, oh my gosh, there's no way I could carry that. It's so heavy. Then I picked this up. I feel like I could throw this just over them their mountains. This thing is so light. This is an absolute big chungus, okay? We're gonna go shoot these now. Okay, so now we have the Fowler Industries V9K, one of my favorite 2011s possibly on the market. Got it. We're gonna go for that top target first. Ripping the top. Here we go. To be clear, this is an actual 2011 trigger, which means the reset's a lot shorter. That's why I picked it up there at the end. It felt weird at first. I kind of had those stutters because I'm so used to shooting that other guy. But I did fail the drill with it. I got one all the way down here. I didn't keep it all in the green. I got a little sporadic with it. Okay, I got a little silly, a little loose.
We have a fucking problem.
All right. Now we're gonna go for the, dial it back 10% speed and go for the bottom one. Try to get some better groups. I think I dialed that back a little too slow. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. We shot really well. It did really good. Final comparison is the Stealth Arms Plata BUSSI. This is a 1911, not a 2011. We'll get into that when I actually do a video on it. That takes Glock mags. You heard it here, folks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. I love Aimpoint. I love the products they make. The acro is awesome. I shoot really bad with the acro, like really bad, abysmally bad on these small windows, which is a training issue on me. I was out there with the Badlands ammo guys, and everyone there had an acro, and they were just taking steaming hot dookies on me with their acros. Enough excuses, here we go. Shot it awful. All over the board, all over.
Listen, the Stealth Arms Platypus, we've seen it do really good in the hands of others. We've sseen people shoot it better, it's just me.
Now we're gonna dial it back and actually shoot it. If I had an SRO or any other optic, I really do think I'd see that close down. Maybe it's in my head. Maybe I can shoot the acro really well, and I just choose not to, Dan. All right, here we go. Hunkering down on her. A lot better. I sped it up towards the end. At the end of the day, the one that shot the best was the Sig. It was the 226. It shot better than all of them. Before we get into the things that I don't like about this, I want to talk about the comparison between these guns, because I picked these guns to compare each other to, specifically the Fowler V9K and the Platypus from Stealth Arms, all of which are very high-performing, stellar shooting firearms. Aaron, Administrative Results, is the one who picked the acro cut for me. Thanks, Aaron. 3 out of 10. Starting off with the Fowler Industries V9K, I wanted to show this one because this is a compact version of a full-size 2011. You can already see just how much bigger the 226 is in comparison. So how this thing shot compared to this is actually pretty impressive. Now, this gun has a pretty good thumb ledge for me to put there, and then it also has some super aggressive stipple for your thumb to get on, and it doesn't slide down. This gun has a ledge here and a giant gas pedal for your thumb here. Now, the Stealth Arms Platypus, you have a very tiny safety ledge, and then your thumb is kind of just, wherever you decide to put it with no grippies to help drive that gun down. All in all, I think you take this super aggressive grip, the double gas pedals, the extremely light trigger, and the weight of this gun with the dual ports, it's going to be super hard to compete with a gun like this. That is a whole lot going into a gun to reduce recoil. And it shows. This gun has an obscenely large lack of recoil. So my biggest complaint with this gun, and I think I have about two main complaints. It's both a blessing and a curse. This gas pedal and this gas pedal are absolute game changers when it comes to recoil. They lend themselves to an extremely just comfortable thumb position, and you can just load into those and really drive that gun with your thumbs. The curse. I have a loaded mag. Put it in, slide release. Now, you'll notice when I put my thumbs exactly where they should be, my thumb is on this gas pedal touching that slide release. And so almost all day, I do not get slide lock. I guess the answer to that would be to shoot it a lot more than I have, which is about 1,000 rounds so far. I can probably get my thumb a little further back on it. Wow, I still didn't get slide lock. Let me go to get another round. There, what happened was I even put my thumb a little further back, but it just still hit my thumb barely enough. So I'm just gonna put the tip of my thumb on there. There we go. So now we have slide lock. It is kind of a training thing and kind of not. I know a lot of the internet, whenever those kinds of problems arrive in a handgun, love to hop in the comments and immediately start saying like, you just didn't shoot it enough. You haven't gotten comfortable with your gun. And this, I have gun tuber ADHD, like Hop said in his most recent video. I shoot thousands of rounds a week on different guns every single time. Rarely do I have enough time to get super proficient with one gun, and that is at fault of me, but that's why I consider this a problem. I am used to shooting guns with my thumbs in this position, and so I'm not getting slide lock. Second biggest complaint of the gun, this is roughly around a $3,000, maybe plus or minus dollar gun. Now with the Stealth Arms Platypus, you have a sub $2,000 handgun that comes with 2 sets of rear sights. One to use with a pistol red dot and one if you're not going to use a pistol red dot. So for the $3,000 price tag, I do wish that it came with an additional rear sight. You can get an additional rear sight from Sig, but it's on a, like almost a $100 part. So it's just nickel and dimes, you know. Obviously this is one of those Guccier guns. The people who are going to be buying this probably don't really care about spending that additional $80, $90, $100 on a tiny little rear sight. You're already spending $3,000 on the gun. What's another 80 bucks, right? Now, the third and final thing that is like a blessing and a curse is the weight. The negative, I'll talk about the positive and the negative. So the weight on this thing is very heavy. I'll put the specs down below. Compared to, let's say, a Glock 17, you have that polymer frame. So when you go to shoot a Glock 17, you're gonna have a lot more snap. Not only do you not have ports, but the gun just simply weighs less, which means the recoil of that slide is more easily going to throw the pistol around in your hands. It has less weight to fight against. With this gun, it weighs so much that that doesn't really happen, and it works in conjunction with the ports to not really throw that gun around virtually at all. The downside to the weight is if you do want to carry this. It's going to be very difficult, not only for the size, let's just say you're into carrying full-size guns with a giant competition dot and a Surefire. You can carry large guns. I know a lot of people who carry 17s, but large guns that weigh this much, man, you're really going to start drooping those pants unless you have a super tight, solid belt and it's gonna be pushing into you. I do think the pistol's probably better served on the range, shooting quick, fast, all that kind of stuff in an outer waistband holster like I have here. This is a Filster Floodlight. I have so many different handguns that I kind of just wanted to get one holster that fit all of them. This index is just off of X300s. That's why I could use all 3 of those handguns. And one holster. I have it attached to a Blade Tech mount. I love these. It was actually Charlie who turned me on to these. He is the true pistol king. I wish he were here to rip this thing. He'd probably make it look a lot better than I did. And I have it mounted to the True North Concepts MHA. It's the modular holster adapter. The best part of the gun, I kind of saved the best part for last. That's my bad. I just got so happy talking about the rest. I kind of left it to here. The trigger. The trigger, I don't know how to put it into words. I feel like I'm hyping this gun up so much. I like it a lot, and I usually don't talk about guns this highly, but just something about this I love, and the trigger is no exception. You can adjust the position of the trigger, so the resting position could be further back, or, you know, different angles. As you twist it, it does all sorts of things. Now, the other thing you can do is adjust the pre-travel. So how far the trigger has to go before it hits the wall. I didn't even mean to pull it. It's hard to hit the wall on this gun. So you hit the wall right there. You can make it so that it's basically almost already on the wall. Now you can also adjust the trigger weight down to 2 pounds and 14 ounces. I wish that you guys could actually be here to feel this, but this it's out of control. If I just have it already prepped on that wall, I'm just gonna like, it can't quite do it justice on how it actually feels. It's one of the nicest triggers that I have of any of the pistols in my collection. I'd say the Fowler is probably the only one that I have that definitely beats it. Maybe the Langdon Beretta. It definitely hangs with those high-performing triggers. I love this gun. I don't have enough good things to say about it. The corks are like half corks, mostly like good and bad. The grip is phenomenal from Lock Grips. One of my favorite grip companies out there, actually. Super aggressive, just once where you grab it is where it stays. Even if you're sweaty, it's just not moving. The built-in magwell flare, it's a nice touch. The footprint for optics works with Delta Point or Trijicon. For the love of all that is good, thank you for changing that. Not everybody wants to use Delta Point Pro footprint or an adapter. Thank you, Sig. And that wraps it up. That is the Sig 226 Xfive Reserve, okay? If this is a gun that excites you, break open that piggy jar, rob a gas station, go and pick one up. This thing is absolutely out of control and worth the money. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.